So here's a new watercolor I'm working on. And get a close-up on this. I'm not too displeased with this sunset. I actually kind of like what's happening there. And this is the other one. I'm going to throw in a close. This is kind of like the foundation right here, and zoom into the background. And I'm going to come in here and then come in here. And this is called The Guardians. There's actually a Native American face right in here, and another one right here. Okay, so this is actually a student project, and not every advanced student would be able to do this. I would select one or two from each semester that would have the patience to do this, because this entailed like 3 or 4 projects. So they had to do like 9 different paintings and then do the construction. So I'm going to kind of show you what happened. You can see it's kind of an optical illusion as you pull over here. Okay, so this is my whiteboard, and I usually have a lot of different things. Now this is like 10% of the things I would talk about in class, and it goes from a lot of different directions. I talk about the Wright brothers and Da Vinci and the Coral Castle, and Orion's Belt and Harriet Tubman, Bruce Lee, elephants, Fibonacci, and there's actually a lesson plan with that. Samurai swords, Vikings, it just goes on and on. Stonehenge, Monarch butterflies, Machu Picchu. Anyway, even Bigfoot, and it's just kind of whatever subject anybody has or a question about anything. Excuse me. I will talk about it and try to find out the answer if I don't know it. Okay, so these are my advanced students. I don't know if you saw my first video, and I was talking about, I did a series of eyes, and I had some of my students do it, my advanced students. These are my advanced students, and they did a terrific job. Here's another student, and she did a single point perspective and some watercolor. She actually tried to do the wasp or the bee in a 3D form. It turned out pretty nice. Sorry about this one. This one's kind of, well, upside down in a way. But you can see some of the projects in here. I was showing them how to do the water drops right there, and do a series up here, and kind of try to show them how to do a architectural elevation. They measured everything out and designed their rooms, and it was a pretty long project, and I had them work as a team. So there was 2 students at the same time. Here's kind of a group of student work that every school needed to show what they were doing for the semester, and this is kind of a combination of student work and some other things. They did symmetry with a bee, and there's kind of treating. They did lettering, neon letters with kind of trying to make neon letters, portraits. Did some lettering in there, so a lot of stuff in here. There's kind of, these are 8th graders. Oh, no, 6th graders. Geez. Anyway, they were advanced 6th graders, because that's usually an 8th grade project. Anyway, they did it, and I showed them a technique of how to do this. And that's one I was showing earlier, but it was kind of a project I had, and that student used the project and then added his own creation to it. So there's a flying dragon in here, but I don't think you can see that, but very creative. Another one, I was showing him how to do the Harriet Tubman. Sorry, it's in a strange angle. Oops, sorry, I got the same one. Anyway, still a great. And one of the students did the 3D project and water drops with a different type of view, so she did a lot of different stuff. There's another single point perspective, different type of direction, but still single point perspective. Now this student worked on this project for several projects, and I did a lot of different projects on single point perspective, but I just let her keep on going because she just added more and more detail. And I just figured it didn't matter how much I would show them how to do, or show her how to do the other projects in 3D. She was learning so much because she just kept adding more detail and adding more detail. So I let her work on it as long as she wanted. And it's not a fluke. This is an entirely different student. Now you have to understand, these are 7th and 8th graders. My 6th graders, I have a kind of a foundation type of single point perspective, but these are more students that have had me either 1 or 2 times or more. Another direction, but still same kind of process. Same direction, just a different angle, but still in single point perspective. Again, another one, creative single point perspectives, you know, just kind of doing some logo work in here, Nike sign over there, but took the project of single point perspective in an entirely new directive. Of course, this is kind of some other work. Again, this is kind of single point perspective, but the 3D letterings, and this student actually took the project. We were doing a Van Gogh project, and she took it in a different direction also. Now, this is kind of one where I do a lecture and explaining about praying mantis, and there's a whole lecture about that I give, and my experience of being attacked by a praying mantis. And I show them how to do a praying mantis with 4 shapes: a circle, triangle, hot dog shape, and kind of like a circle, a square with rounded edges. And then I have them kind of just add detail after they create this thing with the 4 shapes. Another version. And there's 4 shapes right here: circle, triangle, hot dog, and rounded edge. Now this is a graph pattern. Now I did a whole series of different ones. Now some of my advanced students use this technique I taught them, and actually did a mural, and these were my advanced students in the school. And now they did the whole thing themselves. They designed the painting that they were going to do. So one student did some different painting sketches, and they decided on one. Then they put a giant grid on the wall at school, and every square turned out to be 1 foot, and then they made this giant eagle, and they all did it themselves. They put the graph in without my help. They did the painting. I only came in towards the end because it was the end of school and they weren't quite finished. So I just did a couple of touch-up things, but they did like 95% of it themselves. It was a pretty cool project. Here's another student that did that wasp project, and she did a really great job. And you can see the nice transition from dark to light in different tones. Really nice. This is actually a student at my house. Now, one of the teachers wanted me to show, actually it's a grandson, how to do stuff. So he brought him over, and I would give him, drawing and painting lessons. So really talented individual. There's another project we did. Oh, and I think that's it. Did I get everybody? Yeah. Anyway, so the projects I do run all over. There is no, that's one of the benefits of being an artist. You're not locked into other teachers. They have a strict format that they cannot get out of. So in other words, of its history, they have to teach a certain subject. this part of the semester and this part of the semester and this, and it's all programmed, and every 7th grade class learns this certain thing, or the 8th grade learns something. And the same thing with the math. It's so controlled. But if you're an art teacher, you have no no limitations. So I could teach projects on art, and I could teach different things about anything. So I do science, math, biology, and explain a lot of different things. Anyway, so that is, I'm going to stop this.